What is good, internet? It is Spirit of Paradox here, and welcome back to another video. And in this story, Ultimate Thanos invades Earth 1610 on the hunt for the ultimate cosmic cube. And I've got to say, man, I love Ultimate Thanos. He was such an underrated and underused villain. But this story absolutely slapped. If you guys have not read this, Ultimate Thanos first debuted in Ultimate Fantastic Four issue 37, and then this story is from issue 50 to issue 53, and yes, I do recommend it. But with all further ado, let's start Ultimate Fantastic Four issue 50, The Ultimate Thanos Invasion. We begin with Ultimate Thanos on planet Acreon in his Forge of Souls. And as we see him standing tall and strong in a room full of corpses melted into the walls and the floor, and a giant whirl of golden energy that is actually living souls. And as we see his servants walking up to him in this holy place. But notice, in this universe, Ultimate Thanos is more akin to Darkseid, who was actually the original inspiration of Thanos in the main Marvel universe, but you will see loads of similarities between the two here. Great Thanos! Yes, Ronan the Accuser. I have a message from the Shiftgate captain at Locus 87. One that justifies disturbing me in this holy place. Holy? Is that how you see what you do here? Mind and spirit, by your power and Oberheim science, shaped like clay, dragged from their own bodies to be wielded into foreign flesh, or worse, I see no sacrament here. The state servants must be rewarded, and the faithless punished. Life and death are my gifts to dispense how I see fit. No doubt. Will it please you to receive my message, Father? Proceed. It's here, in Sense Echo Summary. You can read it in real time or at the comprehension rate of tell me yourself in your own words. The cube has reappeared as you said it would on Earth. Hell Scion is aware of this and has already sent forces to retrieve it. Very good. How is it good? The Empire stands on a knife's edge. We lost Pix. Because you were beaten in battle. And now we may lose everything. Believe me, Father, there are many who hope you falter in this. Many who will carve the Empire like Danuk Eve, roast if you show weakness. Oh, I do believe you, Ronan. I even know who they are. But I will not falter. This matter goes forward as I wish it to. Now pay your respects to your mother and reflect. As we see a woman, encased in stone and into the wall, screaming in eternal damnation. In the next page, we go to New York City, and we see that there's a giant force field shield around it, and the narration says, the race goes not always to the shift, nor the battle to the man who first unsheathes his sword. The Fantastic Four arrive at the scene, and we see that there are police officers stopping people from getting closer to the shield. You can't come through here, son. Officer, you must know who we are. It doesn't matter if you're the Fantastic Four or the Kinks. I'm under orders, and this is locked down until either S.H.I.E.L.D. or the army sends someone to... And before the police officer can finish his sentence, Susan Storm busts out the S.H.I.E.L.D. pass. Oh, that's a S.H.I.E.L.D. Alpha clearance card. Have you got a biometric reader here? I don't think so, Miss Storm. Well then, you're just going to have to trust us. Now, What happened to New York? Nobody knows. This thing just appeared about an hour ago. It covers a chunk of the city and comes out here into New Jersey. We've tried cutting through it, but nothing works. And on the inside, it's like they're all frozen or something. There isn't a single thing in there that's moving. Johnny Storm gives an attempt, and he says, well, whatever it is, it doesn't melt or even heat up. Here, Johnny, let me try. And then we see the thing try to punch it, and it doesn't work either. And he says, yeah, it's your basic impregnable force field. Hey, call me Mr. Paranoid, but something smells here. You spend months playing around with that tiny box, then we turn our backs, and a great big box swallows the whole of New York City? Johnny Storm is talking about the cosmic cube that Reed Richards built in this universe. Johnny's right, isn't he, Reed? You did this. Yes, Sue, maybe. I think so. The cube is programmable up to a point. I left it with orders to defend itself, and I think that's what it's done. Dude, defend itself? Against what? Jersey City? I don't know, Ben. Let's go and see. If this is my cube, it'll be easy. Recognize me, and the people who are with me. Let us in, and whatever it is you're doing, work around us so we can move free. And with the request from Mr. Fantastic, the shield starts to open up. Okay, we're good. And as the Fantastic Four walk through, the police officer's shouting, saying, hey, excuse me, where are you going? As the portal closes back up behind them, the Fantastic Four move through the city of New York. This is kinda creeping me out. It's like being in a wax museum, says the Thing. Hey, does Michelle Rodriguez live in New York City? Johnny, hey! I'm just asking. As the Fantastic Four continue to explore the frozen city, Reed tells to Sue, Sue, we have to talk. You think so, Reed? I think we should probably try not to. It'll hurt a lot less that way. When I did all of those rotten things to you, something inside me, making me do them, it was like I was watching myself from a long way away. Well, I guess I can relate to that. You can? Sure. That's where I'll be watching you from. For those who don't know, Reed and Sue don't actually get together in the end and get married. It ends quite bad. So, Ultimates 3 and Ultimatum happened, and then Susan decided to reject Reed's proposal to marry her, and then he became a villain and became the Maker. And I can't lie, I can absolutely relate to that. Like, yeah, I'd probably turn into a supervillain after that. In the next page, the Fantastic Four make it inside the Baxter building, and they see what happened. They see intruders into their base who were attempting to steal the cosmic cube. Threshold. And the rest of the soldiers from the Seed-19 from Halcyon. So this was what the threat the cube reacted to. A full Halcyon combat team. Well, almost full. Johnny, did you notice you're casting two shadows when there's only one source of light in the room? And in an instant, Reed knew who it was and says, you want to come out, Dreamcatcher, and tell us what's going on here? You are astute, Reed Richards. Ah, jeez. But you have done an incredibly stupid thing. Your cube is a functional replica of the one that Thanos previously possessed 30,000 years ago. Then you'd ought to be happy that the good guys have it this time. You don't understand. That weapon was so mighty, all of the armies of Halcyon broke against it. When it was finally destroyed at the cost of Mother Endura's life, Acreon's expansion was halted, and Thanos has sought ever since to recreate it. This thing you've made threatens the balance of power older than your civilization. It also gives us the only credible defense against Thanos if he ever decides to come here. Possibly, yes. But I'm afraid I must deny you that option. And then Dreamcatcher decides to attack Johnny Storm and takes his fire away. For the sake of all, and the greatest of good. And Johnny says, oh no. As Johnny is powerless, Dreamcatcher decides to go on the offensive and uses her fire abilities against Reed Richards. But unfortunately, it doesn't work. And Reed says, the cube manipulates and converts energies, Dreamcatcher. That includes heat and whatever you're made out of. And in an instant, Dreamcatcher is defeated by Reed using the cosmic cube. If all the armies of Halcyon couldn't stop Thanos when he had this, how did the 5 of you think you were going to stop me? Jeez, that burn was hotter than Johnny Storm using his abilities. Damn. Dreamcatcher struggles to speak, and she says, Solid, you made me solid flesh. This is not my modality. Please let me go. Let me go. Sue Storm tends to Dreamcatcher and says, do as she says, Reed. You've made your point. Don't worry, I'm just keen to get rid of her as she is to leave. But tell your people to keep their distance, Dreamcatcher. We're not a part of your war. Tell them yourself. What do you mean? There are more of you? More of you coming? No, they're already here, and then we see a bunch of spaceships heading right for Earth. In the next page, we go to the Halcyon command ship. Gate Captain, prepare the seed teams. Yes, Commander Keris. Abstract read the area around the target, and tell me how it's defended. Yes, Commander. The chief defense is, of course, the target itself. 4 powered indigenes are at the local 0. Also, the entire area is enclosed in null time fields of intensity of theta 2. Then Tesseract will lead the first team. Yeah, that's quite funny. There's a guy called Tesseract in this, but in the MCU, the Cosmic Cube is called the Tesseract. I like that there. But anyway, choose phase adepts with no time training, and hyper those with modality is time. Yes, Commander. Echo, Glow, Amp, Granite Phantom, you heard your orders. Don't stand there communing with the all Seed calls you. Seed calls, Tesseract. These guys are like a twisted version of the Fantastic Four, or the UFOs, like with the big metal guy in the back and the energy guy and the weird chick that likes to turn into smoke. I kinda get the UFO vibes here. Am I the only one who sees that? As the team teleports away, they say, and we answer. Ready heavy ordnance bombarder if finesse fails us. Overwhelming force will have to serve instead. In the next page we go back to the Fantastic Four. What are you seeing, Reed? Blips in high orbit, lots of them. But I can't get a proper reading because they're all shielded in some sort of way that, and then this giant electric shock happens through the computer and shocks Reed. And one of the guards who came to get the cube says, you are enemies of Halcyon, and all disowns you. Surrender the cube to us forthwith, or suffer the consequences, as we see Granite Phantom punching the thing in the face, sending him flying. Johnny and Sue Storm get surrounded by these people as they phase through the walls. Geez, don't they have doors where they come from? And one of these people says, "You are pyrohoric? Interesting. I am anoxic and thermobaric." And then she uses her ability against Johnny Storm and extinguishes his flames and knocks him out. "I have him, Tesseract. I also. And I have the cosmic," and before he could grab it, Susan Storm attacks these people while she's invisible. This one is invisible in normal light glow. "I hear and obey, Tesseract." Tesseract uses her ability to see Sue in her invisible form and says, "There." And then her guard says, "Thank you, Glow. I'll deal with this now." And then he punches Sue in the face, and then we see the cosmic cube go up in the air. We see the thing get pulled down to the floor, and Tesseract says, "The cube. Thank you, Echo. These are the four that liberated Pix and freed them from Thanos' thrall. It is a tragedy that we should humble them in this way." "Yeah, I can see it spoiled your whole day." "Reed Richards. Tesseract. Please don't try to fight me. In addition to my own innate abilities, I hold your cosmic cube. And since the cube responds directly to thought, it would be a pretty serious design flaw if you had to hold it to make it work, wouldn't you say?" And then the guy starts to figure out he isn't in control of the cube, and then it starts to glow and teleports all of the intruders out of the room. Reed asks his team, "Are all of you okay?" "You mean apart from the agony? What did you do to them?" asks Johnny. "I just sent them back. All of them. Threshold and her people too." "You can do that?" "The cube can, but this isn't over. If I was reading that scanner right, they brought their whole fleet with them, and as we see them guarding around the giant cube that's surrounding the city, and they're not going to give up this easily," says Reed. And then we see the ships shoot out these green hooks into that giant cubed force field guarding the city. "Cull Fanks, relay. Ships in high orbit, lend your output to the front line. Maximum beam." And we see all of the ships amplify the ones that are poking these holes into it. The thing asks, what are they doing? It looks like the 4th of July out there. They're trying to overload the barrier. Can they do it? In theory, no. The cube's capacity is infinite. But my concentration isn't. I'm the weak link in the chain. I'm just about keeping them out. If they've got nothing else to throw at it, we're good. How did we get into this situation? How? The genius here mooned the super powerful aliens is how. Hey, let the man concentrate. As we see, the ships continue to tug at the giant force field cube guarding the city with their energy beams. "The barrier is holding, Commander, but with minor fluctuations in density and configuration." "Good. The cube builder is at full stretch. Signal, grab ships, Tempest and Wing. Tell them now." As we see that all of the ships start to get ready to pull the city apart. And as the giant ships tug at the city, the whole of it is shaking and crumbling. Whoa! Whatever that was, we better get ready for what's coming. They're breaking through. But Reed Richards looks at the cosmic cube and then says, "No, they're not." And in the last page of the comic, we find out the ships weren't there to destroy the city, but they're there to take it for their own. And now we see New York City has been taken into outer space. And that is the end of issue 50 of Ultimate Fantastic Four. Yes, people, Ultimate Fantastic Four has officially started on the channel. Reason for this is because, man, I need to diversify the content when it comes down to the videos that I'm uploading. All I'm really uploading is Ultimate Invasion and Ultimate Spider-Man. So, Ultimate Fantastic Four seemed appropriate for now. So we're going to be doing the Ultimate Thanos storyline, and we're also going to talk about the ending at the end of the run as well. Because I know there is a confusing end for some people. I understand it is a bit confusing, but when we get there, I will explain it. But I have got to say, man, Ultimate Thanos is definitely one of the best Ultimate Universe villains. My apologies, that's my phone going off. But yes, people, if you haven't read this story, I highly recommend it. This is Ultimate Fantastic Four issue number 50 to issue 53, or you can also see his first debut for one comic, and I believe that was in issue 37 or issue 38. But thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be uploading some more content very soon, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.